Hello, I am Pauline Bisnar from 4DVMB, and today I will be giving a brief presentation about the female reproductive system. So for the contents, we will be discussing about the functional anatomy of the mammalian female reproductive system and an overview of the estrus synchronization of cattle. The reproductive structures of many animals are very similar, even across different lineages, in a process that begins with two gametes, the eggs and the sperm, and ends with the zygote, which is the fertilized egg. So for the female reproductive system, we have two ovaries, the tubular genital tract, which is comprised of two uterine tubes, the uterus, vagina, external genitalia, and lastly, we have the mammary glands. The main function of the female reproductive system is to produce eggs in order to be fertilized and to provide space and conditions to allow an offspring to develop. So the ovaries are two glands that are responsible for the development of oocytes as well as the production of hormones. They are suspended from the dorsal wall of the abdomen and are situated caudal to the kidney. The broad ligament, it's an inclusive term for the suspension mechanism of the mesovarum for the ovaries, mesosalpinx for the uterine tubes, and the mesometrium for the uterus. The cows and mares have easy manipulation by rectal palpation due to their pendulous suspension. Pendulous meaning it is hanging loosely. So here the pictures of the mare ovary and the cow ovary. So for the comparative anatomy, the mare's ovaries are bean-shaped while the cows are oval-shaped and the sow resembles a cluster of grapes or berry-shaped. The mares also have this ovulation fossa, which is an indention in the mare where ovulation is confined. Next, we have the follicles, which are classified as primordial, growing, and Graafian. These play a major role in the dual function of the ovary, which is the oocyte maturation and release of steroidogenesis required for regulating its own growth and providing the proper environment in reproductive organs for the transport of gametes and nidation. Next, we have the tubular genital tract, which is the location for transport of spermatozoa to the oocyte and also the development site of the fetus. Next, the uterus. The uterus is a muscular sac connecting fallopian tubes and the cervix. It consists of one body and two horns. The sow only has horns and no body, while the woman has no horns, or what we call a simplex. The functions of the uterus are to sustain sperm and aid in its transport. The maternal placenta supports the embryo and fetus during gestation. It expels the fetus at parturition. The uterus consists of the corpus, or the body, the cervix, or the neck, and the two cornua, or the horns. For the endometrium, the mucous membrane lining in the interior of the uterus, it is highly glandular, scattered throughout the entire endometrium except in ruminants. Next, in the endometrium, we have the caruncles. These are mushroom-like projections in the ruminants that are non-glandular. It provides nutrients for the embryo before placentation or the development of the placental membrane. Here we have the reproductive system of the bitch or the female dog. And as we can see here, the ovaries, the broad ligament, and the fallopian tube. These are examples of bicornuate uterus, the uterus of the ewe, the cow, and the sow. And we have the simplex uterus, which is of the woman. Next, we have the vagina and the vulva. The vagina connects the cervix to the external genitalia and serves as the female copulatory organ, while the vulva is the external tissue of the female reproductive tract and receives the penis during copulation. The vagina is the portion of the birth canal located within the pelvis between the uterus cranially and the vulva caudally. This serves as a sheath for the male penis during copulation. It is lined with stratified squamous epithelium and it is glandless. Next, we have the fornix, which is the space formed cranial to the projection of the cervix into the vagina. It is only visible dorsally in some animals or completely encircle the cervix. In pigs, however, it is absent. So here we have the vagina, and as you can see, it is lined with stratified squamous epithelium. See, if you can see the lines here. Next, we have the external genitalia. This consists of the vulva, labia, and the clitoris. The vulva, or the vestibule of the vagina, is caudal portion of the female genitalia that extend from the vagina to the exterior. Next, we have the labia, or the lips. These are the external part of the vulva and its vertical opening. And then we have the clitoris. This is the female vestigial counterpart of the penis, and it is concealed by the lowest part of the vulva, and this supplies the erectile tissue with sensory nerve endings. So here we can see the external genitalia of the mare and the cow, and here we have the mare's anus, dorsal commissure, the vulva, the clitoris, and the ventral commissure. So these are the reproductive tract of the different female mammals. We have the cow, the ewe, the sow, and the mare.